Fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football post-game show. Well, it was a wild one in Houston, but the Houston Texans won their fifth straight, although in the pregame show I said they were going for the third straight. I made a mistake. It was their fifth straight, and the Houston Texans won their fifth straight. They beat the Miami Dolphins 42-23 at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. And it was tied at 7 in the first. And then the Texans were up 14-3, and then the Dolphins kicked the field goal, and it was 14-10 at halftime. But they had a touchdown that was called back. Then they came out and do one more play before the halftime, and then in the third, the Texans scored another touchdown thanks to a pass from Deshaun Watson to I think it was Deshaun Johnson. And it was 20 to 10, and then they made it and then the Dolphins scored another touchdown, and they kicked the field goal, and that was a 4-point game. For about 30 seconds, it was 20-17, but then the Texans scored again, thanks to another pass from Deshaun Watson, and it was 28-20, 28-17. The Dolphins missed another field goal, and it was 28-20. Then the Texans scored another touchdown and went up 35-20, and it was in the fourth. And then the Dolphins kicked another field goal, and it was 35-23. And then the Texans pretty much put it away when they went up, scored that last touchdown, thanks to I think it was Sean Johnson, not Deshaun Johnson, it was Sean Johnson, and it was 42-23, and that was it. That went on to be your final, 42-23, and Houston goes to 5-3, Miami to 4-4. And this was just a great game between it was pretty much what we expected, a game expected we to be between the Dolphins and the Texans. Well, it's no doubt who gets the game ball, and it's Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. 16 of 20 carries and attempts, 239 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Now for Miami, Brock Osweiler, 21 of 37 carries and attempts, 241 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And Danny Amendola came in the second half, 1 for 1 carries and attempts, 28 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. So Deshaun Watson, you get the game ball tonight, buddy. It's you. And boy, this was a game that really took off, and just the Texans just had it from the get-go. But I mean, Miami battled back, but they were not able to get the win. And next Thursday night, the San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Raiders will square off. So I'll have another pregame and postgame show for that one. But right now, I'm going to tell you the games coming up for Sunday. Philadelphia will play the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Philadelphia Eagles, and will play the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that is in London, and that is a morning game at 9:30 a.m., so you got to watch for that in the morning. And the Browns take on the Steelers for the second and final time at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Kansas City Chiefs, the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs, will take on the Denver Broncos. I believe that's in Denver, I believe. The Chicago Bears will take on the New York Jets. The Washington Redskins will take on the New York Giants. The Detroit Lions will take on the Seattle Seahawks at Ford Field in Detroit. The Cincinnati Bengals will take on the Tampa Bay Bucks in Cincinnati. The Baltimore Ravens will take on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. The Indianapolis Colts will take on the Oakland Raiders. The Arizona Cardinals will take on the San Francisco 49ers this Sunday in Arizona. And the LA Rams at the LA Coliseum in Oakland, in LA, will take on the Green Bay Packers. And the Rams, as you know, are the only unbeaten team in the NFL. Sunday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings took on the New Orleans Saints. And that's in Minnesota. And that should be a pretty good NFC matchup. And Monday Night Football, the New England Patriots will go to Buffalo and score off with the Buffalo Bills. And I feel New England's going to have the edge on that one because I can't go against New England on a Monday night game. So that's what it looks like in Week 8 this week. And Week 8 is already kicked off with the Houston Texans beating the Miami Dolphins 42-23. So, boy, it was just the kind of game that we expected tonight. And Brock Osweiler just struggled a bit because and especially in the second half, and that's why he was taken out and Danny Amendola was brought in. But, boy, what a night for Deshaun Watson. 5 touchdowns. I couldn't believe it. And that's why he gets the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football game ball. Boy, what a night he had. It was just his night. And I just knew that Houston wanted to get their 5th straight in a row, and they got it. And boy, did they get it big time. And it just was the kind of game that I think everybody expected. I really do think that it was the kind of game everybody expected. So as we kick off Week 8, it really was the kind of game that I think we all anticipated, and by far it was a 19-point win for him, which was a blowout from as you can see. So it just went the Texans' way tonight. It was from the start. It just went the Texans' way, and they never let up. So I gotta give credit to where credit is due, and that's to the Texans, especially their quarterback, Deshaun Watson. I gotta give it to him, and he just really had. It was just his night. He had just a hot night tonight, and just played extremely well. So that's why, Deshaun, buddy, you get the game ball. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football post-game show. I'll be back. I'll try to be back with the regular broadcast tomorrow or Saturday. If not, I'll see you for Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. Early and late games, pregame, postgame show, and Sunday Night Football postgame show, and on Monday Night Football pregame, postgame show. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day, in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.